Hello everybody, this is Christine. How you doing? This is my very first YouTube video, and I thought a great way to start out my career with YouTube is to show you my Bible study planner. I've had a few requests to see how I set it up and exactly what I do with my Bible study each morning, so I thought this would be a great place to start. First of all, I have a Junior Arc planner that you can purchase at Staples. They have different size. It's a disc bound planner, and they have different size discs that you can use to upgrade your planner when you need to have more space. I have already upgraded one size for the discs, and as you can see, I'm already in need of upgrading again because I'm kind of bulging here in my planner. So this is leather. I love it. It is a great planner to use because it lays flat, and I'll show you how it does that here. It just lays right there flat for me to use and to write in and that sort of thing. So I really enjoy this planner. If you take a look at my front page here, you see that I have these clips. These are some metal clips that if you push them, they kind of are spring-loaded, I guess you could say, and then you can take them on and off. I, however, did not know that they would cut up the leather on my planner, and if you see, I have little cuts here. I was so angry, but I just keep this little clip right there, and it hides the bulk of it. So that one will be there forever. I have these Martha Stewart Dewdrop stickers. I have not used them yet in the planner, but I have them there because who knows when I'll need it, and they look pretty. So here we go. Here are my sections. If you take a look at my planner, I have quite a few different sections here, and I used the ARC dividers for the first 5 sections, and then I used the Martha Stewart dividers for the next 5 sections. I'm not sure if I like how I did that, but anyway, it works for right now. So I try to unify them all by using this washi tape. I kind of like the Aztec chevron look of it, and I have a strip of it on each divider that kind of keeps it all unified together. So here are my different sections. My first section is my Bible study section. This is where I write each and every day during my morning Bible study. I'm currently using or doing the Bible Study for Busy Moms by Lisa Whelchel, and it's broken down into days, and it has a different topic on how to study the Bible and get more meaning from it. So that's what I do in my Bible study section. And if you take a look, I title the Bible study the lesson of the day and the date, of course, and then I just write down any notes. I don't use any particular format. I know a lot of people do the SOAP method. I don't do that. This is just what works for me. So I write down whatever jumps out at me. I write down verses that are meaningful that I would like to go back to, and then I write down how I can apply the lesson to me on a day-to-day basis. I have this great bookmark. I don't know if you can see it and if it's focusing, but I got this from a friend on Facebook, Melissa. She is from Texas, and she is one of the instrumental people in the Happy Mail and Rack groups that I'm in, and she's just wonderful, and she sent me this beautiful bookmark, and I keep it in there to mark my day that I'm working on. Thank you, Melissa. The next one is verses. This is the section where I write down a verse for each day. It's a verse that either came in the Bible study that I was doing or something that really jumped out at me that I wanted to remember. So I write down the date and I write down the verse. And I try to memorize at least one of the verses that I have written each week. So that's one of my goals, is to do a little bit more memorization this year. My next section is gratitude. And for this section, at first I was just writing down each day one thing that I was grateful to the Lord for, or one thing that I was thankful for. But yeah, that's kind of how it's been working out. So each day I would just write down one thing that I was grateful for, or that I had answered a prayer for, or that something that God really took care of for me. So I would write that down here in my gratitude section. The next section is prayer. Now, this section I'm going to have to give you a little explanation. At first, I was just writing down prayer requests for each day or something that I wanted to specifically pray for, but found that, well, my prayer time was spent in the car on the way to work. And I would try to use that time because it's quiet and I'm by myself, so I would use that time to pray. But I found that I was getting so distracted in that I was just not focused. So I was watching a couple videos and, going online, and I heard of a lot of people that actually write their prayer down. And they keep that as their prayer journal. So that's what I decided to do, and oh my goodness, it's been wonderful. I've been able to focus. I kind of pinpoint specifically things that I want to pray for. And the answers to prayer have been phenomenal. So yeah, that's what I do. And now today was a particularly long one. I had a lot to talk to the Lord about. And sometimes they're a little shorter, but it works for me. So that's how I do my prayer section. The next section is sermon. I take this binder with me to church every week. This section is where I write down my sermon notes and where I put my weekly bulletin. So here I just punch my bulletin every week and put it in here. And if you can see, this is this week's. And then I just write my notes that have to do with the sermon so that I can go back to them later in the week and review and go through the verses in a little more depth. So that's what I have here. I keep the bulletin in here because it has a lot of information about what's going on at the church during that week, prayer requests, the ministry of the week, who we needed to particularly spend some time in prayer for, the schedule, all those kinds of things. So I keep that in my planner also. So the next sections that I have, now these sections I have not used as much as I have the others because they are new to me. But I did see someone else who, and I'm sorry I can't remember who, but someone else who had set up their planner and put these sections in there too. And I thought it would be a good thing for me to start using. So let me go through these 5 sections. Oops. The first section is worship. And worship for me means worship with music, worship with poems, maybe anything that worships the Lord. I really love old school hymns, so I thought this would be a good place to write those things down, write down some lyrics, write down some poems that I might come across. And I got this paper in a rack, and they're just beautiful. So you'll see these in a couple more of my sections, and I thought it just kind of wakes up my planner a little bit. The next section is sites. These are websites I'd like to go to, Bible study sites. I only have one in here so far that I've heard of, but I'm kind of new to the whole going online and finding some inspiration, so I thought this would be a great place to write that down. The next one is Inspire, and I thought I could put in here maybe quotes, phrases, lyrics, verses, something that's inspirational. I'm not quite sure what I'm doing with it yet, but again, I thought I'd put the section in here and make it a work in progress. Again, here's some more of that paper that I was racked. It says Cherish on the top. The next one is read/listen. These are some songs I want to maybe download, books that I'd like to read, some things that have been recommended to me. So I did write down a few things. Here's our local radio station that I need to listen to more of, and some songs that I heard on my streaming music channel. I thought, oh, I really want to know that group or that song and listen to it again. And so I write them down here. The last section is my tithe section. This is where I record all of my tithes that I give at our weekly offering. And I write down how much I give and the date, and then if the church gives me any information for tax purposes, then I put that in here so that I'll have it right when I'm ready for tax time. So this is my planner. It has a great little pen loop right here with elastic, so I can use a larger pen, and sometimes I'll have a highlighter in there also, but right now just my regular little big pen works great. So this is my ARC planner. I hope that you got something from it that you can incorporate into your daily Bible study. I would love to hear your suggestions or your setup. If you have any questions or comments, please do so below. And thank you for being here with me for my first YouTube video. Bye.